Good afternoon, Gemini. Thank you for joining OKRA readings on our YouTube channel. We're also on TikTok under OKRA underscore readings if you would like to follow us on TikTok. Today is May 31st. You may be seeing 1313 314 might be significant for you today. You may also be seeing someone with a sprayer. It could be a car or a water hose, but you'll see the sprayer come out in like a triangle pattern. Converse shoes may be significant to you. Also, you may be an amputee. Also, muscle spasms or muscle weakness. A black hatchback or a crossover SUV may be significant to you. Red Bull, lattice work, white lattice in particular, or those folding room dividers. You may see up arrows. I'm also getting fishing lures and oriental vases for confirmation of this reading. It may resonate with you. This is going to be for Gemini, Sun, Moon, and Rising. The overall energy of the reading is going to be the Knight of Coins. And as I was listening, being open to receiving the messages for you, Gemini, I'm going to tell you, I was actually, I felt like I was dealing with two people, which of course we know the Gemini sign, the twins. But I literally felt like I was dealing with two people, and the two people were aggravated with each other. So I was feeling the irritation in the energy and just asking, God, okay, what is this? What are we doing here? So we got a lot of messages that came out. The first one was this person, there's an energy. Put it where it goes. There's an energy of determination. And while it's good, it's being directed towards something that's not making the person feel fully fulfilled. On this card, we have an energy that's dedicated to making sure everything is shiny and meticulous and nothing's out of place. And, there's these people around the energy that are just laughing and having fun and just living their life. And this person, part of them actually wants to engage in the energies of the other person. I have the playfulness card came out for the Romance Angels deck, and so it feels as though this person deep down wants to have fun. They want to connect with the other energy of playfulness, but they're feeling trapped. It's a feeling of, oh, I'm so stern, or I'm so, like the straight back that I can't unloose, I can't loosen up to have fun. What is that? And part of him is irritated by the people that are having fun. But when I tap into this energy, it's something that's unfulfilled. The person on the inside doesn't feel whole, doesn't feel like they're enough. Something happened at some point with this energy that made them feel that if I can focus and make tangible things shiny, that's going to increase my value. That's what I can bring. And I'm going to act like I don't want to have fun, but I'm looking at these people through the reflection of what I'm shining up. So in the presence, but disconnected, but conflicted, I'm going to say that whatever happened to make this part so prominent, you can go to a place of restoration. The mindset of heaven card that came out for you is Jesus restores me to better than before. So it doesn't matter what your situation is. As I said, I picked up on maybe a person who's an amputee may not be able to get around like they used to, feel like they can't have fun. That's not true. On the back of this card, it quotes a part of Psalms 23:3. He renews my strength. He guides me along right paths, bringing honor to his name. In the mindset of OKRA, and I love talking about growing okra. If you look up the okra plant and what it means, there's so much spirituality behind it. And as God was giving me the instructions to follow this path of helping people, and I was like, well, what do I call it? And okra came just straight from the heavens. And then my question was, well, what does that mean? Oracle messages, that inner voice. First off, identifying that inner voice that is here to guide us along the way. The one that we ignore sometimes, and when we ignore it, we regret it pretty quickly. Oh, I should have, something told me to do this, something told me to do that. The K in okra is about karma. The choices that we make, the actions that we take. A lot of times we don't think about the reaction, because where the oracle message that something told me to do ABC, we usually feel the effects of not listening to that pretty quickly. Normally within the same day. I'll say within the same 24-hour period, because, for example, you may be going somewhere and something tells you take your charger, and you look at your phone battery and it's like, oh, my phone's on 60%. I don't need my charger. And then you go wherever you're going and there's some kind of delay or hang up, and next thing you know, your battery's flashing 15%, 10% low power. And the oracle message, the intuition was trying to prepare you for something that you didn't know was going to happen, that you didn't know was going to happen. But we override it. When it comes to karma, that's making conscientious decisions to do a certain thing. With karma, the results may be who knows how far down the line, right? So we go through the first step of the something told us. We make a decision. We either going to listen to it or not. We're going to do whatever actions we want to take. We're going to get whatever reaction comes further down the road. And then at that point, when the karma comes back, we have to sit there and decide again what we're going to do with it. Are we going to react again, or are we going to say, okay, let me stop? I know this was going to come back, right? You can choose to keep on moving in that, finding quick fixes, or you can say, let me accept what it is. Go into that place of restoration. Now, restoration is you can stay there as long as you want to, but the longer you stay there or the longer you delay that step, you're prolonging the abundance. So the abundance could be as simple as, hey, not being so stringent, or despite my circumstances or the things that's happened in my life, I'm still going to find a way to find joy, and not just focusing your joy on things, but feelings, emotions, happiness. Your angel advice is talking about playfulness, discovering, recapturing your inner or allowing your youthfulness, the youthful spirit in you to shine, not just things. We sometimes struggle when we don't want to accept the karma. But if you go deep inside yourself, it's something that we did. It's a choice that we made that put us in a certain situations. And the OKRA cycle is not a one-time thing. It's constant. It's in every decision that we make. As I said, when I was, tapping into my intuition for the message today, and I was struggling, like, okay, I have one person who is like dedicated, they're focused, they're not being distracted, they're really grounded, they're working on building a foundation, they're putting in the hard work, they're not just playing around. They have a goal in mind. They're not fickle. Then you have another energy where it's like bitter. You have bitter and boastful, and this is I'm gonna be the shiniest thing, and look at them, they're playing around, but I'm gonna be shining. But part of you want to be joking too, and you'll know what type of energy you're in based on the reactions of people around you. Sometimes they are the reflection of us. You also have, for some of you, you have a person who's going to be calling you. It may be a video call. This person is very attracted to you. Some of you may receive information about some kind of legal paperwork. You may be served some paper, some kind of judgment. There's a group of people that are going to go through a little separation. It doesn't necessarily mean that it's a bad thing. It could be something as simple as a job, someone getting military orders somewhere, or it could be an actual separation in a relationship. if you're going through a separation in a relationship, and the Five of Diamonds here, it covers attraction. The Four of Diamonds covers stability and foundation. So for some of you who are maybe going through a actual separation in a relationship, you may want to reflect on the foundation. What was, how did it start in the first place? What energy did your foundation start off with? What was the attraction? There are others who are in this energy of judging people around them. That energy is actually torn by what other people think about them. It's like, I want you to glorify me and what I have and what I'm doing, but I know I also want to have fun with you. So it's coming across as kind of pretentious is the word that I would say. But in any case, it's causing the energy to miss out on something that they really, really want. I advise, if you're in an energy where you're fighting the playfulness, like the part of you that wants to laugh and just have fun and not be so stay flow starched down all the time. If you're fighting that, I would advise you to go into what is called in tarot the hermit mode. Find healing, talk to yourself, go back in time and situations and see, what was it that made me turn so hard to where I had to present myself as though I am cardboard? Was it that someone picked on you whenever you were a kid, or you felt like you were not enough? Go back and address that and say, hey, this wasn't me. These were other people around me that made me feel that way. And they may not have even told you anything about yourself, but you may have just started kind of beating yourself up. But understand that you've gotten past that. And in the mentality of going in the past and talking to your inner self and whatever the situation was, I recommend that you tell yourself back then, hey, we're going to stand up. And regardless of if you're picked on, or people didn't like you, or you felt like you were too skinny, too fat, body shaming, a disability, whatever, just stand up. Stand up in that energy, right? If you felt like you were 100% and on top of the world at one time, and you may have had medical conditions that have kind of changed how you maneuver life, that's not a failure either. You can still go through the restoration period and achieve abundance. You have a promise here. You have a promise that you can be restored to better than you were. If you are in separation with the relationship, I think that during separation, and I've been in periods of separation. I understand all the different emotions that happen during, in that period. But what I've learned at this point is separation, whether it's going to be you're going to join back together or it's done. In either scenario, as individuals, we need to go through our own OKRA cycle, our own restoration period for our own abundance. And we shouldn't hitch our abundance or our healing based on what someone else is doing. Okay? You may also have someone come and talk to you about money. You may have a job in civil service Let's see. You may have experienced some losses in the past, or gone through some hard times at one time, but as life is, sometimes we go through cycles, and sometimes it may be repetitive cycles, like, oh man, here I am again. Well, based on however much time you spent in the restoration phase, or however much work you put in it, determines how long you're going to stay going through the woods. If you actually spent time in the restoration phase doing a true healing, when you come across circumstances again that look like this, you have the knowledge and the skills. Hey, let me go over my bridge. I'm not going through the weeds anymore. But it all depends on how much time you spent in the restoration period. And if you feel like, oh yeah, I've healed, I've done the work, now you're back to the oracle stage. Are you listening to your intuition? When it comes to relationships, we may feel like, oh man, I done been through the weeds. I done been through this twice. I am not doing it anymore. Well, going back to OKRA, did you spend enough time in the restoration period before you got into it again? I didn't. I didn't know. But as we learn, we're willing to open our mind, we grow. We want to get towards the abundance to where, hey, next time a situation kind of looks like this, well, I'm not going all the way down here. If I see a situation that looks like this, I'm going to use the tools and knowledge that I gained in the restoration period, and I'm going to cross over. We're going to slide over this situation. And the tools that you need in the restoration period may be different. If we're talking about relationships that may have failed or crumbled, then what was here might have been in the foundation. It might have been a lack of communication. It could have been a lack of honesty. It could have been, oh, we're playing right now, we're not taking anything serious, and then serious things happen that kind of test you, and gets hard, right? But it doesn't mean that because it happened to you 2 times, 4 times, that you're gonna say, you have the option, your choice, but you don't have to give up and be like, I'm never doing that again. We should be saying, I'm never doing that again in the same way that I did it, because I spent time in the restoration period. I spent time with myself, not healing based on somebody else or how they're treating me, but going within myself. Hey, why am I allowing myself to be treated that way? Why do I have these certain habits? Right? So that was a lot, Gemini. As I said, the information that I felt for you, it's like I was talking to multiple people. I was feeling multiple people, and I empathize with both sides, because you want to have fun, you want to enjoy life, but sometimes for some of you, if you feel like you're limited. Some people have placed value on things like, it's these shiny things that's going to make me feel valuable. I don't have time to play and have fun. But that's not where your happiness is. Some of it's kind of condescending. In any case, if you would like a personal reading, you can go visit my site at OKRAreadings.com, OKRAreadings.com, and book yourself an appointment. If you want to know more about this conversation that's coming in for you. Just we can do a pyramid reading, and it'll break down whatever the outcome is for this conversation, if it's something that you want to know about. In any case, you guys have a great